Joining us now to help us channel what the president is thinking is Anthony Scaramucci, former Trump White House Communications Director. What's the shrug?
Come on, if I could channel what the president's thinking.
Well, you better than anybody. I mean, you know him. You've known him for years. You know what he's thinking. And so on the shutdown, that didn't go as planned. That didn't go well.
Well, I mean, listen, let's talk about Brad. If you look at the voting, I mean, there is some swing areas that like the idea of a border wall, but I think it's too early. I mean, you've got 19, 20 months until 2020. I don't like the shutdown. It's distracting. It's distracting from the economy. It costs money, $11 billion, according to the scoring.
It hurt 800,000 people.
It hurt 800,000 people.
But again,
the point it also sends a message to the world. What are you guys doing? Okay, yeah, I mean, you can't get it together to keep the government open?
Yeah, but did President Trump get that message? I mean, in other words, here we are again. So are we going to play this out the same way?
No, I think so. I mean, like what I would say about this, if he were Mr. Trump living in Trump Tower and he was watching like President Donald Smith argue this out with Nancy Pelosi and speak, Senator Schumer, I think he would be like, what are you guys doing? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. So as a business person, shutting the government down over $5.7 billion on a $4 trillion budget, it's just totally nonsensical.
Why did he let it last?
So I would hope I would hope the president would step out of the bubble that he's in right now, because it's very difficult to do that, and see it as an American businessman or woman and say, hey, okay, this is ridiculous. We're going to leave the government open. And you're not going to win everything in life. At the end of the day, he's done a great job on the economy. He's done a great job on a lot of
this hurt the economy. I mean, as you know, this hurt the economy. And
it probably cost 20 basis points on the first quarter GDP, and that's 20 basis points too much.
Something like 11 billion, 3 billion of which we'll never get back. But the point is, why did he let it linger 35 days? This is somebody who prides himself on his negotiating skills.
He's stubborn. He wants to win. I mean, he's played to win his entire life. He won the election. See, what I'm upset about is that, like, when the Republicans had the Congress, why didn't they get the border wall funding?
There you go.
Because,
what's the question? What's the answer?
Well, I think that they didn't. I mean, the establishment Republicans don't like the idea of a border wall. Otherwise, you would have had the funding for the border wall during the first 2 years of the president's administration. He should be upset about that because he won the election. He won the election on that concept. And for $5 billion or whatever the number was, they should give him the money to do it.
But will that same stubbornness put us back in this same situation 2 weeks from now?
I hope not. I mean, I think that would be a very big mistake for the American people. It'd be a very big mistake for his legacy. He wants to win in 2020, and I'd like to see him win. He's got to come up from 36, 38% into the high 40s, and the way to do that is to be a little bit more moderate on certain positions.
Do you think that the fact that it did not go well and he didn't get a single dollar for his border wall after 35 days, do you think that that's hurt his negotiating power going forward?
No, I don't think that at all. I think he's still in a very strong position because he's got the economy behind him and he's got a lot of support. And even though it says 36 on that poll number, there's about 14, 15% of those people that actually like him, that have a hard time answering polls, telling people that they like him. So he's got a lot of things going for him, a lot of things in his favor. There's no need to allow the opposition team to score points on you when you're up 28-0 in the national championship.
Were you surprised by Roger Stone's arrest on Friday?
I got to tell you, Allison, I'm not surprised by anything anymore. So how could I say to you that I'm surprised by it? I like Roger. I've met him a few times. I've got a good relationship with him. He put me on his dress list, so I was very happy about that.
I thought you were going to say he put you on his breast tattoo.
No. If he puts a tattoo of me on him, then Roger's got more problems than I thought. Right?
Well,
but having said that, he told me I knew how to tie a tie properly. So
that's high praise.
Yeah, so I'm happy about
Roger Stone. Sarah Sanders said none of these people who've been arrested have anything to do with the president. Roger Stone was the president's long time for decades.
I don't think she means that. I think what she basically means is that he hasn't done anything wrong. There might be people on the periphery that did things wrong. It seems, again, that these people are getting caught on process crimes as opposed to direct criminality related to the campaign.
Here's the indictment. Here's
you're lying to the Congress or you're lying to a prosecutor, that's a felony.
There's more. There's more than just lying to Congress. Here's the part of the indictment that got so much attention. After the July 22nd, 2016 release of stolen DNC emails by Organization One, WikiLeaks, a senior Trump campaign official was directed to contact Stone about any additional releases and what other damaging information WikiLeaks had regarding the Clinton campaign. Was directed by whom? Who could have directed?
Okay, so that's the question. Some people are speculating that it's Steve Bannon, and some people are speculating that it's the president. And so I don't know the answer to that because I wasn't privy to those things. But here's what I would say. I believe Sarah, and I actually do believe the president, because at the end of the day, the president's a kind of guy, he sort of wears everything on his sleeve. It's 23 months into the investigation. I find it hard to believe that he was part of it. If he was part of it, you can invite me back and I can stare into the camera and tell you how wrong I am.
Okay.
But I think that what Sarah's saying is, yes, there were people that did some nefarious things or did some things that are unseemly, but not the president.
Well, we just don't know yet. I mean, is the answer.
We don't know. I certainly don't.
Cliff Sims has a tell-all book about his time in the White House. You are unscathed. He is a fan of Anthony Scaramucci.
He's a fan of mine.
He's
Okay,
a fan of Anthony Scaramucci
I don't know.
Is the feeling mutual?
Listen, I didn't read the book yet. I was telling John I haven't read the book, but everything I've seen from Cliff, I saw his interview last night on Colbert. I watched a few of his interviews this morning. He's a pretty honest guy. And so he's telling you a very honest story. You know, I don't know the situation with Kellyanne Conway. I like Kellyanne a great deal. I like George Conway. I think people should be entitled to their opinions. I think one of the problems that happens in this presidency is that people alter their behavior when they're with the president.
He talks about that.
I think that's a very bad thing.
He talks about that.
And by the way, I will tell you, I was only there for 11 days, but when you're in the Oval Office and you're sitting there with President Trump, it is very hard not to alter your behavior and to become one of those sycophants or become overly obsequious. And so what I like about Cliff's book is he's telling an honest story.
Yes, but if it's
maybe
honest,
the people...
I mean, then it's a team of vipers around the president.
Oh, yeah. No, there was no doubt it was a team of vipers. Did you think it wasn't a team of vipers around the president?
Well, I mean,
when
there are
Reince
other places where you could be teammates.
The biggest mistake that the president made in his presidency was his first hire. When he hired Reince Priebus, who didn't really like him, who tried to stop him from getting the nomination.
Who you famously fight with. And
right, exactly. I don't like the guy, but I'm going to tell you very honestly what he did. Let's talk about it clinically. He flooded the zone with RNC staffers. He flooded the zone with establishment people. They didn't want the president's disruptive, insurgent personality to do anything to disrupt what was going on inside of Washington. And so what ended up happening is you had a team of vipers that were trying to slow down the president. Okay, and that's basically what happened. And it seems like that's what Cliff's writing about in the book. When I read the book, which I'm going to read, I'll tell you exactly what I think of the book. But in his interviews, he seems pretty straight up and pretty honest.
And so if he's telling the truth, then there's also a team of leakers, including Kellyanne Conway. I mean, he talks about that specifically.
So I like Kellyanne Conway personally. I never saw her leak. She was very helpful to me in the 11 days that I was there. And she was great on the campaign. And by the way, even if she has leaked or she's had some disagreements with the president, she helped the president get elected. And so people can say whatever they want about Kellyanne Conway, but let me tell you something. He got 52% of the white women vote, and I think it's directly as a result of Kellyanne Conway. So people can say whatever they want about her, but I like her, and I would definitely defend her in a straight-up debate.
Okay, last, Anthony, let me play a moment of you on television on a show called Big Brother.
Okay, uh-oh.
Here's this moment.
All right, which one?
Hello, guys, surprise! I'm actually not a Big Brother house guest, but I'm part of a Big Brother twist. You know, the Big Brother house? It's just like my experience in Washington. You get judged quickly before people really know who you are, and you never get a second chance. Well, that's about to change, because I'm giving the current nominees a second chance at safety.
Anthony, what was that? Why did you do Big Brother?
I just want to personally thank Jeff Zucker and Allison Camerata for not showing me in the purple suit where I look like an Oompa Loompa and Violet, like merged together.
I wish I had, if I'd
Willy
known
Wonka,
that there was
so
that clip. But what were you doing? You need to be on Big Brother?
I thought it was fantastic. I mean, look, I'm a guy that likes to have fun. And so when they pitched me to be a spoof on Big Brother, to show up in the house for 6 days and then drop that bomb on those guys, what could be more fun than that? Okay, at the end of the day, you probably have figured out, you know me a long time, I don't take myself that seriously. So you can still have a serious shot. I can tell you this. I'm probably the only person in Big Brother history that went from the Big Brother house to Davos, Switzerland, okay, in 24 hours. Okay, so there's a lot of bandwidth in my personality. I grew up with the people that watch Big Brother. I started out as a blue-collar kid. I still feel like a blue-collar person to me, even though, as I wrote in my book, I've grown some distance from that. You have to be very, very careful. And so the way to stay grounded, not take yourself that seriously, and hang out in the Big Brother house.
Who's going to win?
So I think Tom Green is playing the best game right now. Okay, now if you're a Big Brother fan out there, you got to play this game slow to last long.
All right.
If you play it too quickly, you get blown out. Look at what happened to Ryan last night.
I have to go. I don't know how we've veered into this.
You're going to be watching Big Brother when I'm done. I'm going to convince you to watch it.
Anthony Scaramucci, thank you.
Hey, it's great to
talk
be here.
To you. Great
Thanks,
to have
Alex.
you.